I think I can start now. I just want to welcome you guys first to this session. It's basically I did the session just to tell you all about 11 plus, and I think so there are more people. That's why I thought let's wait for all of them to come in. So first of all, I would say welcome to everyone, and please have your cameras on. We have made this app kid friendly because children used to have a habit of not showing their faces when they were in online with us. So the app has a system. If you guys block your faces, the app just disconnects everyone. So if you get disconnected, it's not me, it's the app. I think so. One of the parents' camera is not working. That's fine. So I want to welcome you guys. You would be like your children must be giving 11 plus in September, or you must be preparing for 11 plus in the coming months. So I would start with telling you when to apply for grammar schools. This is for the parents who are just recently started year 5. So if before I start, if you guys let me know which year group your children are in, that would be good. So you can off your cameras and you can introduce yourself. And then you can again mute your cameras. Can we start with who wants to introduce? Which parent want to speak first? You can have your cameras, your speakers off for a minute and just try. You want to introduce yourself, all of you, please. If you are too shy to speak, there's a chat there. You all can do on the chat. So there's a chat button there, and you can just write on the chat. Ashima, we don't want to say in to you guys like that. We could just want to chat there. So it's up to you guys.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
I'm parent of kid Nayan, and he's in he completed year 5. He's going to year 6, and he's writing his exams now.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
Any other parent want to introduce themselves? I think so. There's someone writing in the group. Parent of year 6 child unable to unmute now. Oh, I'll unmute you. I think so. I've done it because there was so much noise from your side. Yeah, you can speak now.
Hi Ashima, I'm Apni's mom. She'll be going
Yeah,
to
hi.
year 6 and 11% friends next month.
Yep, that's nice. I know of me. My child is only in year 2, but have no clue about 11 plus. That's nice. Uh, Archana, I think so. She's out. I think so. So first of all, I mean, this is something for the new parents, the parents whose children are going in year 6. This is something which is not for you guys. It's when to apply for grammar schools. So basically, if your child is going to go in year 5 now, or your child is in year 4, I'll tell you when to apply for grammar schools. Basically, when you apply for grammar schools is in the end of year 5. So it's basically in the summer term. So if your child is in year 5 in September, you will be applying for grammar schools next year in June, July. That's the time you have all the application forms come online, and you have to apply through the school. Some schools have their own application forms, like New State, if you're applying for the girls' school. Or if you're applying from southern schools, you have to apply through their website. There's one form for these schools. And if you're applying for Kent, Bexley, you have to apply through the consul. So these schools don't have their own forms. You have to apply through the consul. So you go on the consul's website, and there's a particular date. They have dates. Most probably, the first one which come is the Bexley one. Sorry, the Newstead is the first one which comes. So you apply for the new state one. Basically, it comes in April next year. This is for the children who are going in year 5. This is when you guys will be able to apply. So you'll be able to apply next year in May end or June. That's the time you guys will be applying. And this is some parents always feel confused about, like, is secondary school transfer form the same with the grammar school application form? So if you know that, if your grammar school form is, you have to apply through different consuls, but your secondary school form would be in, uh, I think so, year 6, when your child will be now in year 6, after they give the 11 plus entrance in August, September, you'll get the results in October. So mainly your results would be coming. I'll just tell you the results date. Normally, all the schools have the results coming in. That's the time all of you will be getting the results for the grammar schools. That's between the 12th to the 19th October. But I think so, Bexley has started giving early now. All of you must be getting, when you get the application form, when you applied for the Bexley, they would have told you when the results would be coming. But this is the time, 12th to 19th October is the time. Between this time, you will get all the results. So if you guys are applying for secondary schools, I would say that just wait for your children to give the give the entrances. And after your children have given the entrances, then only apply for grammar schools. Because I know about our council, Bromley Council gives you chances of having 6 schools. You can write 6 schools names, but all the councils are different. So you have to go on your council's website and then you have to apply. And the applications for secondary schools have opened now. It's from 1st September till the 31st of October. So this is the time you all can apply to different schools, secondary schools, to get admissions in for year 7. And there are 2 types of schools you can apply. You can apply for grammar schools, any grammar school in the country. So you can write any grammar school's name, but this you have to write through your console. So you can write any grammar school's name and your local secondary school. So this is what you guys have to do. You have to apply through your console. That application is different from the grammar schools one. You have to open an account. Mainly, you have to go to your console's website and open an account. It's called e-admissions. So you have to click on that button through your console, click on that, and keep filling. It's very easy form. It's not really hard one. If you guys are stuck in that, just ask for help. It's very easy form. You just keep going and they keep asking you, like, what schools. The first information would be about you guys and which console you pay your console tax. Always apply to your console because you cannot apply to any other console. So you have to apply through your consul's website, and in that, after your child pass grammar schools, you can write the grammar school's name and your local secondary school's name. So this is what we always tell the parents, always have a plan B. If you're writing grammar schools, just don't waste all your choices for 6 grammar schools and not write any secondary school. Because I had students in the past, the parents had not written any secondary school name, local secondary school name. They only wrote all the grammar school's name. They didn't even get any grammar school. And then what the council does, that they give you the secondary school, which is not so popular, it's not so good for Ofsted. They normally give you that one. So always have a plan B and always try writing at least one secondary school when you're filling up your secondary form. And also the grammar schools, don't write the grammar schools which your child has not passed, because if you write a grammar school your child has not passed, the local council normally have They normally have the schools your child has passed, because they will be sending, if you, for example, if you write Newstead and your daughter didn't pass Newstead, so your one offer would be gone, your one option is gone, so you'll be left with five. So the council will not give you Newstead. If you're also in the catchment, they won't give it to you till the time you pass it. So you have to pass a grammar school to write that grammar school's name. I think so. Someone is writing here. So you still have to think about that. And always we tell the parents to wait for the results to come. When the results come, you will have at least 10 to 15 days to fill up the secondary form. Just do all the formalities till the time being. Open an account. Remember the password. This is something, another thing which I want to tell you, that you also have to remember the password you guys make in the e-admissions, because some parents forget the password, and on the result day your school will be on that website. You have to log into the website to know what school your child gets. You'll get an email, but to accept the offer you have to go to the e-admission on your consul's website. So always remember the password what you have done, and it's very easy form. Just you have to keep filling it and just do save, 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 and don't submit the form till the 31st October, because that's the deadline. And also don't forget to fill up the form. Submit the form before that. Because I have some parents last year, they said like we filled up everything, but we forgot to do the submit button. Always remember to do the submit button, because if you guys don't do that, your application will not go to your local council. This is about your application. I'm looking, some parents are writing here. And so the kids sit the exams first and then apply via the console. Yeah, you have to sit for the exam first. It's basically, it's very simple. Like if your child is in year 5, you will be filling the application forms for the grammar schools next year, and from June to July. That's the time you'll be filling the and application forms. And then the consul, like if you fill up, for example, if you fill up Kent, then Kent consul will send you the invitation for the entrance. And the same thing will apply to other schools also. And some schools have two stages, like southern schools, they have stage 1 and they have stage 2. For that schools, you get stage 1 result really fast. You get within a week, you then they invite you for stage 2. And then the stage 2 result also for southern schools do come before you write down the applications, before 30th October. They do get, you get everything. But for that St. Olives, if you're applying for that school, you will not come to know after your son is invited for stage 2, that your child has passed stage 2 or not. So this is little, sometimes parents like they say like, "Mm, you know your child well. If you think your child has done well, then only write that school's name. Just don't write the school's name thinking that your child is invited for stage 2 and you should write that school's name. Because remember that there are around 500 boys who are invited for stage 2, and after that only 124 boys get admission into the school. So you have to be really particular to think about, will your child be there. And for Newstead also, if you guys are in Orpington, because I specialize in Orpington schools, so I can tell you more about Orpington schools, Bexley, Kent, all these schools, southern schools. But other areas, I mean, I have information, but I won't be able to give you the exact information about the admission criteria, everything. But about these schools, I will be able to give you a little idea what I have with my experience. So for Newstead, they have like 9 miles. So if you are within the 9 miles and your daughter has passed that school, you are welcome to write that school's name in your secondary transfer form. So you can write that school. But that school also have like, they go with the high scores, they go with the admission criteria, and they go with the high scores. So you guys have to think about these things when you're applying to any grammar school, because grammar schools admissions are really, remember that there are so many people who apply. and there are very less children. The seats are less. The seats are less, and there are more children giving the schools, giving the admissions, getting admissions in these schools. So you have to think twice for applying for these schools. So I'll stop here for the schools for the time being. And if you have any question to ask about the schools, you can ask me. Then I'll go with for the new parents, I'll go with the syllabus. What do you have to cover for 11 plus, all these things? Maham. I can only see the cameras being off of somebody.
Sorry. Hi, this is Maham's mom.
Yeah, hi.
If we are from the Bromley Council, you know that if
Yeah.
Maham passes some other test like Kent or something, so shall we apply in the Bromley Council or we have to apply somewhere else?
No, Bromley Council. That's what I was telling you. You just have to apply in any grammar school she passes. And if you want her, like for example, for Kent, if you want her to go to Tunbridge Wells, grammar Tunbridge, so you will just write the school's name in the Bromley Council's website when you're filling up the e-admission form.
If she passes that test, are they going to tell us what school they can
I'll help
apply
you.
for?
I mean, I'll be helping all the ALT parents and other parents. Don't worry about that.
That's
The
why.
first thing is let the children give the entrances.
Okay.
The first step is entrances, yeah. The
Yeah.
second step is where should they apply? Because Kent, if you pass, if for example she passes and she gets only 360 or something, and she gets really good in Bexley, she gets around 220. So as a experienced person, I would tell you that her chances for getting Bexley would be more than her chances getting Kent. Because if we are outside the bureau, because Bromley has a disadvantage that we guys are outside the bureau. So our children have to get really, really high marks. They need to get more than 380, 390 to get into Kent schools. So this is something is really bad for from Bromley. But if you guys are in Bexley bureau, like Avni, she is in Bexley. So you have the advantage of applying to, if she passes Bexley, her chances are more for getting Bexley than children from our borough getting Bexley. So it works like that. So if your child has got more than 390, then only apply for Kent schools. For girls, the score is less than boys. Boys have to be more than 400. For girls, it has to be around 370 plus or 380. They are fine. They'll get into. There's any other question you guys want to ask? I think so. Some parents writing the mic is not working. How many students apply for stage 1 and stage 2 for St. Olives? Okay, so it basically depends about how many boys do the first stage, basically. So I just know that there are a lot of boys who do first stage, and out of that, only 500 boys. That was last year, I'm telling you. I don't know about this year because every year is different. So this year, I don't know. Last year, there were 500 boys who were invited for stage 2. And from them, only 123 boys got in. So this is for that. And for other schools also, for Kent and Bexley also, outside the bureau, they only take around, the percentage is really less. I know about particular school. If you go for Stratford Grammar for boys and girls, they take 80 boys and girls, 80 for girls, 80 for boys outside the bureau, and rest are their own kids, 10 kids. So you can imagine how much less chances we guys have to get into these schools. Only 80. And if you go for more super selective schools like Judd, and that Judd extra, they only take around 12 boys. My son used to go to Skinner's. Skinner's used to take boys from outside the bureau, but now they have stopped doing that. They only have with catchment now. There's any other question you want to ask about grammar schools and how to apply? And if you're in Bromley, I would say that there are also good secondary schools. Don't forget to write the names, because I know from my own experience, you have Bullis for Girls. That's one of the best secondary schools we have. And you have another one, you have Hayes Secondary School is there. And there's Derrywood. I know that some parents who don't even do grammar schools, but they always write Derrywood. School's name is always there. So don't forget to write these schools also. There's anything else you guys want to ask about schools? Looks like, I think so. If you can't ask me, you can just write in the chat and I will be able to answer your. I think so. Nobody else is there. And you all know that whenever you write the school's name after the 31st of October, you cannot change your choices. And after that, all the consuls write a letter to you guys. They used to post before, I don't know now. They might email now because they are more advanced now. So they normally email you or they post you with your 5 choices. They tell you your 5 or 6 choices. I think so. Bexley and Kent, they have around 3. They can't write more than 3 schools. I think so. Bromley has that advantage of writing 6 because we know that we won't get into so many of. That's why we have more choices than the rest of the bureau. But this is what Bromley Council has given us 6 for us, and I heard that Bexley and other have 3 or 4. You guys have less than us. And I'll tell you, the consul normally sends you a letter, or they by post, or they email you and they send you the 6 names and they tell you that these are the names of the schools you have written about. So you want your child to be considered in these schools. If you think that any of the choices you have not written and you don't want them, you want them to be changed or something, that's the time you should write to your consul and you should write immediately reply to them and tell them that this is what's happening. I don't want my child, I have listed this one should be up or this one should be down. Can you please change for us? And they will do it. So after all these things are done, the result day is 1st of March, and sometimes you get the school you want on the 1st of March. You'll be lucky enough, you'll be happy enough to get the school what you want. But I would say that don't lose hope, because after 1st of March, a lot of things go up and down. Because remember that there are many boys and girls who have also giving other entrances like private schools, and they just give these secondary schools, these grammar schools entrances to see where they stand. So imagine a boy getting St. Olive School and have applied to Westminster. If the parents can afford, they would definitely prefer Westminster, and they would drop that school for the private school. And when they drop it, the children in the waiting list will get it. So there's after this, the consul will automatically write the school, which is your first choice, you guys have not got in the waiting list. So that school automatically goes in the waiting list. And then in April, May, you will get, there's a waiting list goes up and down. So there's another list comes after Easter. So after Easter, there's another list which comes after Easter. Most probably Kent Council has a habit. They always email you and they ask you, do you still want to keep our schools in the waiting list? And then you just have to reply to the Kent Council, yes, you do. So automatically your child goes in the waiting list, and then you don't ask the consul what's happening. You ask the school what's happening. So you call up the school, and I have a lot of experience from last year. Like, one of my students didn't get any of the grammar schools, and when the waiting list went up and down, he did get St. Olive's Grammar School afterwards. So that was something really good. So that's why I say, don't lose hope. If your child doesn't get a school of your choice, just don't lose hope. Accept the school what's given to you. This is what some parents do. Like, if you get your second, third school and you really wanted your first school, for example, I wrote Newstead as my first choice, Newstead first choice, and I wrote Tunbridge Well my second choice, or my Tony Grammar my third choice, and I've got my third choice, and I want the school which was the first choice, and I would be like, oh my god, my child has got this school. I will definitely apply for. I won't accept this one. And this like mothers, I'm telling you as a mother, mothers are getting sad. All our preparation is gone for 11 plus. My child didn't get the first choice. We got the third choice. Relax, take a deep breath. If possible, go and have a cup of tea. And after having a cup of tea, accept that school. Because if you don't accept that school, remember your child will not get any school. Accept that school, and uh, after a few days or weeks, you will get the school which is in the waiting list. Does ALT offer mocks, assessments, or test or classes? Yes, we do. I'll be telling you that there are some parents here who can tell you guys about ALT classes. Because if I tell about ALT classes, I'll definitely say they are the best. But it should come from the parents, not from me. So let the parents tell you guys afterwards how ALT classes are and how their kids are doing in them. There's any other thing you want to ask about grammar schools? If you want, you can write in the chat and I'll be able to answer all your questions in the chat if you guys want. I'll just unmute one of the parents, I think so. That's why I muted them. There was a lot of noise from their side. Can I please have your cameras on? Because I'm having lights coming here. I know Vanvi, I think so Vanvi's mom is here. Can I have your camera on? Because I have done this app friendly, because if my children in ALT, they have a habit of closing the cameras, the app just block them and disconnect them. So please don't let yourself be disconnected, because I won't be doing that. The app will be doing that. There's any other question you want to ask? Nothing about the schools? If you have something, I think so somebody's writing in the chat. Can't hear any. Guys, can you hear me? Yeah, everybody can hear me.
Yes, yes.
I have one of the parents saying, we can't hear anything. I think so. Must be something wrong with your mic. Because I think so my voice is too loud. Everybody can hear me. Yeah, I'm looking because I got a message saying we can't hear you. As I was thinking. I think so she's come back now. You can hear me. Can you hear me now? I think so. There's something wrong with their mic from their side. I think so. When you join the live, when you come inside, they ask you to test your mics and your microphone. You must have not done that. This is about the schools. Can I just tell you something about what topics your child needs to do before going for 11 plus? Should I tell you guys? I know there's very less time left. I don't want to confuse your children. If your child is giving 11 plus in few days and you have not done any of the topics, I would highly suggest you guys just ignore it. Don't do with them, because I don't want the children in the end when they come in the live in YouTube and tell me, Ashima, because of you, our parents made us do double the work. Yeah, so please just see what I'm going to show you guys. Don't overburden your children with the topics you guys have not done. So I have something, I'll be sharing this. Let me see if I can. I'll be sharing this with you all. I'll put this in the ALT parents group, and I'll put for the others parents also. These are some of the topics which we made for 2019. I would again tell you guys, please, if your children are giving 11 plus now and you have not done any of these topics, don't overburden your children with these topics. I don't want to be an enemy of them, yeah? So that they all tell me that, especially the ALT kids, they come on Saturday and they tell me that, Ashima, because of you, we are doing extra work now. So these are some of the topics. If your child is giving 11 plus now or they're giving next year, just make sure your children do all these topics. So these are some of the topics I have tried to cover all these. My ALT children have covered all this. So there's nothing to worry about the ALT parents. The other parents, don't overburden your children with these topics, please. So time and date. So these are the things in maths. I made a list about maths. I'll tell you about verbal and non-verbal also. In maths, they have to know about the time and date. There are some question answers they get which is have time. This is something which is very important. Fractions, ratios, percentage, and probability. And this is something I really wanted to tell you guys. I had ALT mocks this year. We have mocks every year. And we had children who came for the mocks and they had done fractions. Yes, everybody's done fractions, ratio, percentage. And when they had something like probability questions, they were like, they told me, what does probability means? And we were there just to give them the mocks. So we just asked them, did you guys not do this? So probability is something which is very important. And I think so if you have tutors, they must have covered all these things. And factors, prime numbers, HCF, LCM. This is also something they have to do. I would say that 11 plus is basically it's a foundation GCSE syllabus. So if you look at the foundation GCSE syllabus, it's similar to what our kids are doing for 11 plus. It's really sad that the level for 11 plus is so high, but actually this is what the standard is. So you have multiplication and division. Mean this is multiplication and division is not like the normal one, but they need to know how to do the long multiplication. So they have to think about how to do long multiplication, decimal, standard forms, place values, and rounding. I'll just tell you, I've just wrote with each topic also. We wrote the expanding form of each topic. So conversions, area, parameter, and volume, speed, distance, and time, coordinations, rotations, and reflections in a graph, shapes, angles, and their properties, algebra and equations, and sequences. So these are the main things your child has to cover if they're giving 11 plus entrances. If your child is in year 5, this would be the normal syllabus your child should be covering for year 5. Time and date. So some ask, what do you mean by time and date? Know how to see and tell time, including the 24-hour format. The children normally know how to see the time, but they get really confused when you tell them to see the 24-hour format. This is they have to do. Conversion between hours, minutes, and seconds. This is the second one. I have seen that children always struggle with that. How to conversion between hours, minutes, and seconds. And the third one is to know the number of hours in a day, number of days in a week, number of weeks in a year, as well as the number of days in each month in a leap year or non-leap year. So they should know what a leap year is. Leap year is any year that is a multiple of 4. And then you have know how to find the date n number of days or n number of weeks later. So this is basically about the time, and then how to find the time difference between two given time, or to find the time, or how to find the time certain hours, minutes later. So everything related to time basically. And the next thing is about fractions, ratios, and probability. So how to add fractions with same denominator, mean everybody knows how to do that. How to add with the different one. This also children are really particular. They know how to do that. But when it comes to multiply and divide, this is something they really get confused. So they should know how to do that. And this is something I have seen that children, they know how to do it, but they don't know how to simplify. And they should know how to simplify, because in Bexley you have short maths and you have long maths. In long maths, your child will be losing marks if they don't simplify fractions. So they should know how to simplify fractions, like if you have 4 over 2, or like uh, 2 over 4, how to simplify that further down. So they should try simplifying it as much as they can do. And what are mixed fractions, and how to convert improper fraction to mixed fractions. You will definitely get one question about fractions, ratios, percentage, and probability. Will be there in stage 1 and in stage 2. Converting improper fractions to percentage and everything related to fractions basically. Being able to use the Venn diagram and solve word problems related to fractions, percentage, and probability. Being able to solve ratio word problems. So word problems is something some children know how to do all these things, but they get really confused when it comes to word problems. And I always tell in ELT, I'll tell the children, when you have the word problems, like if you in the word problem is written 2, 3, like words, they have written numbers in words and things, just write on the top so that you don't get confused. And then you have the factors, prime numbers, HCF and LCM. They should know how to do that. Factors and prime numbers are important. HCF and LCM, if you have not done that, you could ignore that. It's nothing for that. And then you have multiplication and division. That's the long one. And the word problems related to that, you should also know how to do all this. And then you have the decimal, standard forms, place values, and rounding. So you should know how to do all this. Conversion, how to convert kg into centimeters, centimeters into millimeters. If you have, like, just try making a small chart. And if you guys were using bond books, in the front of the bond books, you have all the things you have in the bond books. You have all the explanations about mean, mode, medium, what these children always struggle in. And you also have about how to convert from kg to centimeters, centimeters to kilometers. Everything is given in bond books on the front pages. If you have a look, if you're starting your 11 plus journey, you could just look at them. Then you have this area, perimeter, and volume. So again, they should know how to do the 3D shapes, 2D shapes, and how to find the area, how to find the perimeter, and how to find the volume. And surface area also they have added now. They also have the surface area. So how to add the surface area. Then you have your speed, distance, and time. So again, I think so I should put this in the group for you guys, everyone to see. Then you have speed, distance, and time. So everything related to that. Then you have the coordinations, rotations, and reflections in the graph. This is something I think that children always struggle in. Then you have the shapes, angles, and their properties. This is what I think so everybody struggle. Algebra and equations. In algebra, we also have the age problems. So if you have not done the age problems, try doing them, because you will get one question about the age problems, the ratio problems, the angles, or the parameter problems, and other algebra related problems. All these things are here. Then you have the sequences. So you have to know how to find the end term. And some of the children have not done end term, so you could think about doing how to do the end term. That's about maths. Excuse me, I'll just have a little water. Then I'll tell you about other thing also. So now you have the GL. This is something I have the parents asking me about Bexley and Kent. GL verbal and GL Bexley verbal. I would say that. I won't say GL verbal now. GL Bexley verbal and the GL Kent verbal. So if you are doing Kent or Bexley, and if you want your children to do the verbal, the GL Bexley verbal always consists of shuffled sentences, clauses, vocabulary is almost there. In Kent, you have all this, but you have more of the specified GL style. But I have seen that if you are doing Bexley, please let your child also know what shuffled sentences are. Because if you go on the Bexley Council website, they have written on their website that only they are shifting from CEM to GL, but the way they are doing the papers is absolutely the same. So you will get clauses, you will be getting shuffled sentences, you will be getting whatever they used to have before in the CEM. Everything of CEM would be there. So if you have stopped doing the CEM papers for Bexley, don't do that. Because this is a new format, we don't know what they will include, they won't include. So as a person, as a tutor, I would tell you guys, don't go completely to GL for Bexley. Also practice the CEM for Bexley if you have not done that, because CEM for Bexley was very hard. It was not hard in the sense, it was more time management for that. And there were a lot of things for time management. And for Kent now, from 2 years, they have started also timing the children for non-verbal. So if your child is doing Kent and you don't time your child for the non-verbal, that's not right. Because for Kent, the non-verbal section is also timed now, same way like Bexley used to do it. So they are copying each other for something or the other. And there's one section which everybody asks, will it come in Bexley? I'm thinking, which one is that? It's functional reasoning. It's the 3D shapes and all that. That is something which has been included in Bexley. They do have that now. So Bexley has all these things for you guys. So you have to do this 3D shapes. Cubes and nets is something which all the parents ask, will they come in Kent? Till now, cubes and nets have never come. But as everything is changing, we don't know, these things might come. So always practice doing cubes and nets also with your children. Because everything is changing so much, you don't know what they will include and what they won't include. This is what is the time for each question for and each. For non-verbal, I'll say the way how we do it. In non-verbal, if you look at the GL papers, they have each section, and in each section you have around 12 questions, and the time should be given to the children for each one is 6 minutes. So try giving them 6 minutes for 12, because they say that is 50 minutes for the whole paper. So if you calculate that is 50 minutes for the whole paper, if you have to time them for each section, you should be giving them less time what is actually giving in the paper. So if the paper tells you for the, I'm just talking about the maths first. If the maths paper tells you 50 minutes for 50 questions, I would say that go and give them 40 minutes for 50. And for non-verbal, each section should be timed like 6 minutes for each section should be there. And for the verbal reasoning, you have 80 questions. If you look at the verbal reasoning, if you go for any GL1, there are 80 questions in that. And the time limit for them is 50 for 80. I don't do that in our tuition. We give them 45 minutes for 80. So try giving 45 minutes for 80 questions if you're doing verbal reasoning. So always try giving less time for them, because you don't want them when they go for the real one and when they're given less time, they get confused. Because I know for Bexley, the vocabulary questions, the children, when they come out and they give us the feedback, they say that they have around 20-30 vocabulary questions, opposites and meanings one, and they are only given 12 minutes for 40 or something. So the time management is really bad for Bexley. And also, there's one thing I want to tell you, that if your child is giving Kent, your child has to pass each entrance. Each entrance means they have to pass English, maths, verbal, not verbal. And then they have to also pass the total. So the last year, the passing marks for each paper was 107 out of 480, I think so. Yeah. 107 out of 100, I don't know, 480 was the exact one or what. It was 107. They had to pass each paper. They had to get more than 107 for each paper. And the total, they were supposed to get more than 327 to be selective. My throat is going, guys. Do you want to ask some questions? I'll have a break for 5 minutes for the parents to ask me. Then I can speak after that. Do you guys want to ask something? In 1 hour, I'm speaking. I think so. Just look at the chat. I'll have someone writing in the chat. So I've told you the time for each one. So always remember, the time management is something which is very, very important for the children. If your child has started year 5, I would say that this is the time, start doing, timing them little bit. How we work in ALT is like from September to December, we give them homework. I think so. There was something gone wrong with the connection. I could not see anything for 2 minutes. You are back. Yes, I'm back. I'll just before I some close the session. Do you guys want to ask something? I'll give you guys some time to talk now because I have been talking a lot. My throat is also gone now. So if you guys want to ask anything, just unmute yourself and just ask. Do you guys want to ask something? The connection is back now, so you all can. I think so somebody's writing there. Can you walk us about ELT and your offers? I'm more worried now. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you about ELT? I might give this question to one ELT parent to tell you about ELT. Because according to me, I don't know what should I say about ELT. Does any of the ELT parents want to tell them something about ELT? Amni's mom, do you want to tell something? I can see you here. Sure.
Believe me, whoever you are, you don't have to worry at all. She'll make kids do so much work. By the end, they will get it. I know. Avni has struggled from the very beginning, but now that all the question papers she's been giving day and day, she has really, I mean, all that practice now is, I can see that she can do it now. Whatever material Ashima will provide you is just amazing. You don't have to spend money buying things here and there. She will provide you with everything. So just believe in your tutor and that's it. You have to give your, as a parent, you have to give your 70-80%. That's for sure.
Yeah, you have to also
It's
work.
not going
It's
to
not
be a
like
easy journey, but yes, you have to give your whole year to your kid. And in the end, yes, if they work hard, they'll find it. They find a way.
and obviously, I mean, I've seen that 11 plus is not like only us doing it. It's the parents also who do a lot of work.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
They have not even gone anywhere for holidays. I mean, the holidays are gone. Everything is gone.
Shante?
So everybody just studying, study. But I would say that these kids didn't even study so much. They also had fun. 11 plus is like you guys have to study plus make them enjoy. It's not like 24 hours always study. And yeah, I don't take year two, sorry. We start taking from year four. I feel like year two is too early for them to start 11 plus. Till the time they go in year six or year five, they will be tired. They'll be like, no more of 11 plus at all. So there are only a week left. I would highly suggest you guys just have a break. If you think your child is struggling for something, give them a break. Just take them for movie. And afterwards, you could say that after a year or so, after 2, 3 days, when they have the break, they can just go back to study. There's any other question you guys want to ask? I wanted to get overall understanding. Thank you for the session. Oh, you're welcome. So at least I hope this session was helpful to you guys. And if you think that you need any more advice or you want to ask any more questions, please feel free to ask me. And I'll be putting this what we have made for you all to see the maths topics and things like that in the group. So you can at least see the things you guys have done. If you have not done any of the topics, just leave it now. Because this is the time to practice what you guys have done. Don't practice anything which is new. Because the kids are already tense. And one thing before you guys leave, please don't get tense. Because I see that children coming to my tuition, they tell me, oh, my mom is more tense than me. Or my dad is more tense than me. So please don't be tense because if you guys are tense, the children will get tense themselves. They will get double tense. So it's better that give them an atmosphere which is not tense. And also when you go for the 11 plus entrance, don't go alone. If you don't have any of the friends going along with you, take your husband with you, because there'll be no parking there. There'll be a lot of traffic and you won't find parking. So always, if you have friends who are going along with you, have something. If you're sharing cars, that's good enough. Tell your friend that you'll be the one who'll be parking, or she'll be the one who'll be dropping the kids, because there's no parking. And try leaving little early, because there's a lot of traffic near the school, especially if you guys are giving Newstead, St. Olives. Kent also I've seen it's overcrowded. And when you queue with your child, don't talk about the entrance, because I'm talking about 5 6 years ago when my son was giving the entrance. Kids were enjoying playing around. Mothers standing in the queue, they were tense. Oh my god, our turn is coming. It was looking like mothers were going in and giving the entrance, not the kids. They all were having a good time, having ice creams. There was an ice cream man standing there. They all were having ice creams before going in, enjoying themselves, and all the parents were getting tense. So don't get tense. And when they come out, don't ask about the paper. Just give them McDonald's. I had one of the parents clicking pictures last year showing me that my daughter came out of the entrance and see I got her McDonald's. So get them something what they like. Don't talk about the entrance and just go with the way. If you go nicely, smoothly, they will do better. If they come out as typical parents, oh, how was the paper? What you guys did? Did you do the same mistake? And the children only have one answer. I don't remember. I forgot. If they tell you this, means that they don't want to talk about the paper. So just leave them alone and don't talk about it. That's all for today. And if you guys have anything else, just message in the group. I will try to record this video and put it for the group for all of you, for the parents who have not seen. And I will leave now because I've been speaking for 1 hour. My throat is gone now. Before Saturday, I need my throat to be back. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for